I'm Bob Dowd, Director of the Department of Emergency Services. And going in the order of the agenda, we'll start with several change orders that I have. The first is an HVAC change order, number 2. Total amount for this change order is $32,799.99. This change order incorporates several changes to the design of the heating and cooling systems, both in the radiant slab and in an open ceiling space in the center area of the entrance. Do you want me to keep going through the rest of the change orders?
I didn't take maybe individually. I'll make a motion to approve that change order as submitted.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comment or question? Anything else? Other than that? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Okay, the next change order is plumbing contractor change order number 4. This is to install water piping to the computer room air conditioning units. It's something that's required to maintain humidity when during the wintertime. This change order is in the amount of $11,183.
I'll make a motion to approve change order number 4 for the water piping.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve that change order. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
And the final change order I have is actually for the radio system. This change order is to increase the microwave capacity, which is the linking between all the towers, from 105 megabits per second to 155 megabits per second. This is a future-proofing piece that will allow us to load additional things onto that microwave network as those needs present themselves. This total change order amount is $75,749.80.
Make a motion to approve that change order as presented.
And I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve that change order. Any questions? Going once? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Okay, and the final thing I have is to go back and officially ratify the lifting of the burn ban. The burn ban was initially put in place as a protective measure on June 8th. It was a 30-day burn ban. Weather conditions changed significantly during that during the actual following weeks, and based on the recommendation of 22 out of the 24 fire chiefs that responded to our poll, we lifted that burn ban on Monday, the 26th, Monday, June 26th. And we need to go back and officially ratify that as an action of the board public meeting.
Make a motion to approve that action.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we ratify the action taken effective last Monday. Any questions regarding the motion? Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
For consistency, I'll be voting no. I did vote to give an exception to Twin Grove Park and was prepared to vote to do exceptions for the others. But we had a scheduled Wednesday workshop, and I thought we could have voted on it then so that we weren't second-guessing the weatherman. The ground was so dry, and I observed, and I really respect the firemen, but I also have studied the creeks and things for a long time. The flow in some of the tributaries was not going, and the ground was still dry. It was just a little bit of surface. If we wouldn't have got those pouring rains on Tuesday, I would have, I was concerned about that, that's all. And I did express that. I'm not criticizing, I just think procedurally, I think a Wednesday vote would have been in order. I felt it was an emergency to declare a ban because everything was so dry and people of authority were letting us know that it was time. And I agreed 100%, it was so dry. But coming out of it, we could have taken another day or two just to you know, do it at a public meeting so it wasn't out of the public eye. That's how I felt. So I expressed that to Bob, and so it's really just for consistency that I vote no.
I guess I'm troubled that you're willing to second guess the fire chiefs, but you're not willing to you don't want to second guess a weatherman. I mean, that's surprising to me that you would weigh so heavily the weatherman over the fire chiefs that are saying it's a safe. They're the frontline people that have to fight the issues if they're wrong, and 22 out of 24 supported. And the other problem I have is, at least I recall, we cannot take a vote at a workshop.
Well, we can, because it's an advertised meeting. We have done it in the past. We traditionally don't. We save the business meeting for a Thursday as a courtesy to the media. But legally, I think we would have been on solid ground taking a vote on Wednesday.
Okay, that's something.
So, just to reiterate, I think Mr. Dowd did a good job of contacting experts in this area, and that is the fire chiefs in our community, and I think we took appropriate action to place the ban, and I think took timely and appropriate action based on the information we had to remove what we did.
And I will publicly thank you also, because I think you went the extra mile in when you put the notice out that it was being rescinded, that here are the steps you still need to take to be cautious about fire and so on. So I thank you for doing a complete, coverage on that, so thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. And we did vote, so.
Yep, at this point. I think that's it. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, it was a split vote, 2-1. Yep. Yes, James?
Yeah, can we go back to the change order for a minute? Can you
Certainly.
just give an update, how much you think it's been, so, like the total amount so far in the various change orders, and where that falls in, the amount you set aside for that?
We had set aside 1.7 million for change orders. I should have brought the amount with me. We're still, I'm taking a guess. I think we're somewhere around 700,000 spent to date. But I would have to go back and verify that, and I can shoot you an email with that actual number when I get back downstairs. But we're doing very well in change orders. There just hasn't, a lot of the things, complicated building stuff will get missed. I think we're very fortunate in having a well-designed building from the very beginning that has reduced our need to eat up our contingency, so.
And are you still pretty much on target with your, never mind.
So there is, and it's, common knowledge at this point that there's a nationwide shortage of high-voltage electrical panels. That problem is impacting us as well, and I'm told that some of the other projects in the area, specifically the Northern Lebanon School, from what I hear, is also impacted by the delay in the ability to get these panels. They keep giving us ship dates, and those come and go with no panels being delivered. And until we actually start to see electrical gear show up, I don't know that we can safely put a projected opening date on the building.
Is that the switch gear?
Yep.
What is it? Is it like the fuse box or?
The big fuse boxes, yeah. Yeah, the control systems for the high voltage power coming into the building.
And so what is the issue? I mean, it's supply chain, yes, but is it that these things are manufactured in Taiwan or China or something, or what?
I don't know the answer to that. I think, Jim, you asked me that same question recently. Is it an overseas manufacturing issue? The assemblies are built in the U.S., tested and then delivered to us because they're custom designed for our facility. But as far as the components, I don't know if it is an overseas capacity issue. I don't know if it's just I don't know. I'd have to do a little digging and see if I can find out, but I don't know that I'm going to get a real definitive answer on it. It seems that this is just one of the few lingering supply chain issues from COVID that has not rebounded like the rest of the construction market has.
One other question related to yesterday's explosion at Raffo Township. I know we had a number of volunteer fire companies that lent mutual aid. Did EMA get involved in any?
No, it didn't impact us at the county level in any way, shape, or form, but that was a significant event. A little scary.
All right. Anything else from the floor? If not, thank you for your attendance, and don't forget the Lebanon Area Fair is coming